2016 is almost at an end, and I always like to look back at what happened during the year. 2016 in gaming will probably be remembered for the start of many new things, console upgrades and virtual reality. But as always, there are games worth remembering. Every year, each big company hopes to have their game on everybody's console or PC, and small indie developers wish nothing less than someone to play their game they spent thousands of hours on. Every year, graphics or story or characters are praised in some game or another. Every year, games come out and everybody likes to hate on them even though they didn't play it. Every year, us gamers spend hundreds if not thousands of hours slashing, shooting, talking, flying, driving, jumping and finishing games we bought that have sparked our interest or we already loved. New games cost a lot, and they always have, and unless you do it for a job it's impossible you can play everything that has come out this year. The same goes for me. So this is why I've decided to divide this video into two parts. The first part I'm talking about the games I've played that came out this year. The second part I'll be focused on games I've enjoyed playing. So without further ado, let's begin this. This might sound like a joke, but one of the games I liked the most this year was Tricky Towers. A strange combination of Tetris and balancing stuff. The first thing that inspired me to try it was that it was a free PlayStation Plus game, so naturally you can't say no to a free game. Second, I find Tetris to be really fun and addicting, so I was interested in trying a game that reinvents the formula a little. Tricky Towers is the most fun I had in a while, as it's simple and easy game to master, but its biggest strength is the multiplayer. Finally, couch gameplay returns and up to 4 friends can play with you online or even locally. There's also an online mode, and recently they released a free update that adds tournaments. There are various modes, like who can build the highest tower or who can get to the finish line first. And there are even black and white spells you can use at your advantage or to the disadvantage of others. If you're looking for a fun game to play with friends, Tricky Towers is 2016's answer. Every once in a while it's good to just play a strategy game and sit in front of your computer thinking about every move you make. I haven't had the pleasure to play Civilization 6 this year, but I've got enough hours on Civ 5 to know that it's pretty addicting. What I have played this year however is This Is the Police, a very interesting indie game. In this game, you're the chief of Freeburg's police department at 180 days from your retirement. There is a story in this game, which is why it caught my attention. You have many decisions in front of you, like choosing to work with the mafia or help the corrupted mayor, and in the end you'll see how much you've changed from the beginning of the game. It shows how easily people are corrupted, not only in an economic sense, but also for their valors. While having a great story with even better messages, the game itself is also pretty enjoyable, as you assign policemen to crimes that are taking place and detectives to investigate murders. While not being micromanagement heavy, sometimes this game could feel dull and repetitive. Still, I wanted to place this game on this list for its thought-provoking themes and for its general aesthetics, which are on point with what the game is trying to convey. Before playing this particular game, I've always thought that Mario was the king of platform games. After playing Ratchet & Clank, it's still true, but at least I have to give credit where credit is due. Ratchet & Clank is a reboot of the PS2 classic that started the successful franchise, but was kind of forgotten after the PS3 games. It mixes awesome platforming elements with simple and fun action, adds some humor in there, sprinkles it with lovable characters, and the end result is a great game, with some amazing graphical quality. The level of quality and the amount of things flying around the screen are incredible, and it's like playing a Pixar movie. While the Ratchet & Clank movie might have sucked, this is definitely a game you should check out if you want a good platformer, and even more if you're a fan of the series. 2016 was the Souls year for me. In the beginning of the year I got Dark Souls 2, finished it, and was hyped as fuck for 3, so I bought it right away. While not being the masterpiece everyone was expecting, and being somewhat buggy, I still had a blast with it, even if I suck ass I have not finished it. Combat is way better than 2, and everything is so fleshed out thanks to the use of the engine From Software developed. The gameplay is fast, fluid, and you're always in control of your character, so it's probably your fault they've died. And you will die. A lot. As this is the last game in the series, or at least the last one directed by its creator, Dark Souls 3 is the best way to say farewell from the sun-praising, rage-inducing, and lore-filled game. Except for Aldrich. Fuck that guy. Uncharted 4. I'll say right away, for me Uncharted 4 is the best game of 2016, and the best I've played in a while. Again, this is an end to the franchise, so Naughty Dog went all out with this one. Fully fleshed out characters in this amazing treasure hunt of a game constantly have their motives, act naturally, and are just perfect. The way they animate, and especially the face capture, is incredible. Everything just feels real. The environments are all spectacular, and puzzles are few and spread evenly across, as they are just the right difficulty. The gameplay, while simplistic, is relaxing and fun, because I like games that focus on story that let you progress it, and not add in frustrating mechanics. But the thing that made me put this game on this list is that throughout the whole adventure, I never got bored or wanted to play something else. That's pretty important for me, because in it, even if I like a game, I tend to play some other one, because I like variety. Uncharted 4 accomplishes that for me, and I have the feeling this isn't the only video that will place this game in first place. Now that we got 2016 out of the way, let's see what games I've enjoyed playing that didn't come out this year. One of my favorite games of all time is Zelda Ocarina of Time, and the first time I played it was on the 3DS remake. This year I decided to give the original a shot, and I still enjoyed my time with it. While the difference in graphics from the 3DS version to the N64 is substantial, that didn't stop me from having fun. The gameplay is always enjoyable. Traversing the world and meeting the various characters is fun, and the dungeons, the meat of the game, are well designed, never frustrating, and what makes the game a masterpiece for me. I can't even imagine what it was like for people in 1998 to play this revolutionary game. It says something if even after 18 years you can still enjoy playing it. Journey was, without a doubt, an incredible experience for me this year. It showed how good a game can be even if it's 2 hours long and has no dialogue. Journey is amazing, relaxing and moving, as it manages to tell a story with images and simple cutscenes. The various levels were great and the flying mechanic is such a good idea. For more in-depth impressions, I made a video this year where I talk about it, and I'll link it in the description. While initially it didn't convince me, when I kept playing it, Dishonored became one of the best games I've played this year. There's no other game for me that nails how a stealth game should be better than Dishonored, and you don't even have to be stealthy in this game. Gameplay is fast, fluid, and it is such a blast to play this game. There's a pretty forgettable plot, but every time I play Dishonored, I'm always enjoying myself. I already finished this game twice, the first time just playing it and the second a peaceful run, and I'm about to start a kill everyone run of the game. This shows how many playstyles you can adopt to finish it, and the game knows that and features one of the best level designs I have ever seen. The only negative point about it is that it's too short and I wanted more. Fortunately, I still have to play the 2 awesome DLCs and the sequel that just came out in November, so I'm not out of fun yet. As I stated earlier, this year was the year of Souls for me. The first one I tried out was Dark Souls 2, which is considered the worst of the 3. In reality, I think that Dark Souls 2 is an amazing game, and was hated upon for the changes from the first game. This game is hard, especially in the second half of the game, but it's always fair. While graphically okay, as it was limited by the PS3 and Xbox 360, it's the various enemies and levels that stand out to me. While they don't seem interconnected, of all the Soul games, this one has my favorite areas as they are diverse and fun. Combat is great, especially with all the new armor and dual wielding weapons so you can create your own personal set. If you are a fan of the series and have never played this one, I highly recommend doing so, as playing this is a blast, and throughout the whole adventure I was always ready for more. I love Fallout. I knew that when I got Fallout 4 this year, it would be the game I played most this year, and I wasn't wrong. While criticized for its bugs, dialogue wheel, and voice protagonist, I still think it's one of the best games I've played this year. It has the Fallout charm, with dark humor and satire, and it's a huge evolution from Fallout 3, my favorite game of all time, without departing from it too much. It has the Fallout charm, with dark humor and satire, and it's a huge evolution from Fallout 3, one of my best games of all time, without departing from it too much. It has tons of weapons and armor that you can modify as you wish, tons and tons and tons of locations, side quests and NPCs. Every piece of junk is meaningful. You can now build settlements and join different factions that differ wildly from one another. I like how power armor is done in Fallout 4, and the voice protagonist is unique in my opinion. But what made me choose this as the best game I've played this year is that it is so compelling. It was the only game I played for weeks, continue playing, and will still do in the future. This is exactly what I wanted from a Fallout game, and it's just a great experience. Whew, this video was a long one, but finally everyone knows the best gaming experience I've had in 2016. This year's almost at an end, and I can't wait to work on some exciting projects I have for 2017. Happy New Year, and I hope I'll see you next year.